Hmm. Oh, didn't see you there. Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I want to talk about a subject that I don't hear many or even any preppers talk about, and that is actually sexuality during shitty event, disaster, survival scenarios, all that stuff. But before we talk about that, if you're interested in survival courses in Belgium, there will be a link in the description to my website, Survival Training België.be, and also to my book called Bloody Crosses. So if you're interested, take a look, I would say. All right. Mm. So, sexuality during shit hit a fan or any survival scenario. That is something that not many preppers talk about, and one of the reasons is, of course, demonetization from YouTube, that kind of stuff. But yeah, and also it's because a lot of it is taboo. But I find it that it's something that people will always do, always engaging, and we should not refrain from it from talking about. So I'm going to talk about several points. First of all, I would say if you are a person with a healthy sexuality, I would say you can take some preparations from during long times, like during COVID with the quarantines, during a disaster, blackout, or long term where there is no internet, no regular things going on, or dating is very hard in that kind of regard. So I would say go stock on. Yeah, stock on. It sounds a little bit dirty, but get download some porn, buy some magazines, get some sex toys, loop, that kind of stuff, and for your own entertainment, or like I called someone named it before, your self care. That's something that you can do in case, yeah, the internet and all that stuff going out. So if you have a partner, I made a video before about all types of birth control you can stock on that is a little bit that will last a little bit longer. I would recommend to look it. It's far way back, but I talked about how if you have a partner, you should stock on certain things like uh, spermicides, condoms. Although condoms will not last that long, but if you have a stock of condoms, you can get some nookie a few times without the risk of pregnancy with your partner during a time where getting pregnant could not only be inconvenience but also very dangerous if professional medical help is not available. And we're not even talking about the financial situations of it. Diaphragms, the pill condoms, and yeah, you can also do non-penetrative sex or withdrawal methods. So if you have a partner, be very carefully is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, like I said, a pregnancy is one of the last things you want during a shitty event or other disaster scenarios. Um, where professional medical help is not available, and as because people going to people, if you are going to, perhaps you find a new partner or you're looking for a new partner during hard times, yeah, pun not intended, but yeah, where was I would say do it a little bit like people always did it before the sexual revolution, before birth control was family planning was a thing. People had to be very carefully. So if you meet someone new, wait a little bit to know if they can be trusted, that they are not the town's bicycle and carry all kinds of diseases and all that kind of stuff. And it can also help that in case the person is already pregnant, that they will not think that you were the one that caused the pregnancy because the other dude uh, left her, and she will act like you were the one who got her pregnant in a time during shitty the fan or whatever. It's very hard to do DNA test or get accurate pregnancy test in that kind of way. So yeah, can be very dangerous for a fellow. So that's the reason why you should wait a little bit so you can see some pregnancy symptoms. Uh, and if you're going to engage in sexual behavior, check for some symptoms. What I'm talking about are things like genital warts, rashes, not only down there but also on the face, sores on the lips, that kind of stuff. This genital discharge, all that kind of stuff. So that's something that should be a red flag if you're going down there, so to say. So yeah, that's the reason why I say check. Don't just go in there blind, full passionate, and care about the consequences later. No, light on, check, and then proceed if there is nothing there. And of course, use protection. Like I said before, I made a whole video about the kinds of protection that are a little bit lasting longer for preppers. So yeah, I would say look at that. And if you're not sure about that, you can also take buy stock on a few tests. There are several tests that check for the most common sexual transmitted diseases like syphilis, HIV, gonorrhea, all that kind of stuff. So and also chlamydia. Those are all things that can happen and have bad negative effects on the long term. So yeah, get some tests if you are able to get them, and check them with your new partner, I would say. Mm. I get two because you also want to have a test that you can show to him or her. uh, all right, another thing, and this might be a little bit taboo, but prostitution. And I'm not only talking about the people who are engaging in with a prostitute, but also people who are going to into the business of prostitution. You can say whatever you want, but during shitty the fan, there are a lot of countries where this is common during wartime, high poverty, economical disasters, that kind of stuff. Some people will have no other choice to make money than going into prostitution or sex work, better called. So yeah, if you're going to do that, be very carefully about what kind of people that you are engaging with as a client. I would say don't be how do you say this, uh, street prostitution. That's very dangerous for to be abused, kidnapped, or attract very nasty people. uh, of course, don't also get into sex trafficking or get under the thumb of a pimp or something, but perhaps try to get a friend to help you with, to be on watch, to be able to intervene if the client gets aggressive or does things that you did not agree with. So those are things that you can do. And always use protections like condoms, that kind of stuff. Use enough lube that it will not rip and cause that way to get pregnant or get an STD. So yeah, many people will say I will never do that, but in desperate times people do desperate things. And yeah, that is a reality that happens during every shit hit a fan war scenario kind of stuff. So yeah, if you think about it, you you can prepare a little bit, not only mentally but also in preparedness. uh, all right, and there is also one more thing that I want to talk about, and that is public conduct. What am I talking about? How we always think about the past, where fathers protecting their daughters, brothers are very overprotecting about their sisters. You can A woman cannot go outside in public alone without a chaperone, and there are reasons for this. And it was before in the times where yeah, it was there was not really a rule, not really protection from the rule of law. Police activity was not that big yet, or for only for certain people. And yeah, the way you conduct yourself can attract a lot of bad attention. What I'm talking about, I would say, don't get into situations, especially especially if you are a female, to avoid situations where you can get harassed, sexual aggravated, or I don't know the English term for this, or you can get raped or something. So it is something that is very dangerous, and we all think now, yeah, uh, how do we say this? Bitch bosses. I can handle my own. I don't need a man to protect me. But yeah, there are a lot of nasty fuckers out there that would take the chance if there are no police and no people around them that would protect the women that are in public. So don't think that we live in a civil society and that there are no predators. There are predators, and during shitty the fan or disaster scenarios, these will take advantage of that the rule of law is away, that people are concentrated on other stuff, and that females will be more vulnerable. So yeah, be very carefully about that. So I would say, first of all, don't get into situations where you can get harassed or raped in that kind of stuff. So don't go out to certain events that can attract these kind of people. We all know about going to nightclubs where they spike your drinks, or certain festivals where you can be dragged in an alley or behind a tent, and they will do things with you that nobody can notice because of all the music, movement, alcohol, that kind of stuff. Alcohol is a one another thing. Don't get too drunk that you, first of all, don't know what you're doing, and that you, especially if you're gullible or easily intoxicated, that kind of stuff. So no alcohol, uh, so that you're always aware of your situation and the people you are dealing with. No drugs, I would say, and don't be alone. Always have somebody with you, even if it's a friend, a family member, somebody who can protect you, or at least call help from somebody else if you are getting into trouble. Uh, Another thing is dress modest. I'm no prude, but I'm aware that during survival scenarios, shit hit the fan, or whatever scenario, if there is a higher criminality, don't dress obscene. Dress a little bit modest. So don't show cleavage. Don't wear too short skirts. That kind of stuff. Don't dress too sexy. And in that way you will be less. You will be less in the aim of a predator or a guy who hasn't got any in a very long time and is very obsessed, or yeah, kind of stalker kind of thing. So yeah, we all know that those kind of weirdos are there around, and if during City the Fan, if there's no internet porn to get those kind of weirdos distracted, yeah, imagine what they can do if they can't hold it together anymore, I would say. And don't act seductive. And I'm not talking about seductive in a sexual way. I'm also talking about just in giving wrong signals. If you are perhaps, it might sound weird, but if you are acting too nice or too focused on one guy, he might get the wrong ideas, and he will think that you are into him too much, or you give them certain signals that they will think that it is a cue to do certain things to you that you actually don't want. But yeah, because he didn't get any for a very long time, and some female is now talking to him with mixed signals, yeah, that turns can turn into very bad scenarios. So for this, especially for females, like I said, don't get into those kind of situations. There is a reason why people were strict in this kind of area in the past, and yeah. Last thing I would say is, if you are in shit hit the fan, disaster, whatever scenario, and there is no medical help, like professional medical help, like prescriptions, condoms are not that available in the stores, or that kind of stuff. There are certain things that you and your partner or a new partner can do if you really can't help yourself with only with abstinence. So I would say these are the things that you can do to avoid pregnancy. First of all, yeah, like I said, abstinence, but yeah, people are gonna people, so yeah. Try to do a withdrawal method, pulling out, like they say in Belgium, going out of the church before the singing starts. So, yeah, that is obvious that can do, but that's in the best scenario. This can only work the first time. If you are really a beast and you wanted to go for a second, so to say, uh, be aware that then there can be some sperm left in the urine tract that will get inside and get her pregnant that way. So be very carefully and awareness about that. Uh, Another thing you can do is track the periods. If track the periods on the times that she is most fertile and don't have sex on those days, or at least don't have penetrative sex in that way. And yeah, most of the time she should be good, but of course there are anomalies. There are days that are going off because of perhaps stress, some environment factors, that kind of stuff. So try to play it safe and go far away from the days that she's fertile. And yeah, another thing is breastfeeding can delay certain ovulation for 6 months if you do it for 6 months. So yeah, if you want to avoid another pregnancy after you have given birth, this is a way to do it. I don't know the specifics of it, but I would say look more up for the details if you want to try this. And there are also some agent way agent ancient ways that they used a sort of birth control in the old Greek times. I believe they used olive and cedar oil as a way to birth control down the love cave, so to say. There is also lemon juice, but I believe it was something like you have to use 20%, a mix of 20% lemon juice to kill the sperm the sperm cells in the love tunnel, so to say. So, and another thing that I heard was doing a vaginal douche or washing out, but this is something that is I would not recommend, because it is something that, yeah, many people think it works, but it is does not work. So don't wash out, don't use a vaginal douche. It was something that they did in the, I believe, 18th or 19th centuries, but they did it with acidic things like vinegar or some chemicals, and that can lead to burns in the a fire in the cave, so to say, and can also get infections and can lead to deadly disaster if you have no professional medical help that can treat you after you're doing something like that. So don't do those things. If you know any other old time uh, birth control that can work, I want to let me know in the comments. I'm always eager to learn new things. And don't tell me about the Egyptian way of using animal dung in the love channel, so to say. So yeah, that's what I was discussing. I'm talking about realistic, that most people in Western Europe and America would have available in their surroundings, or some certain techniques. That's what I'm talking about. For if you know any other hack, tip, trick, or whatever, and I want to investigate it a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm done here. So I hope this video was a little bit give you some ideas to prep, or ideas to how to conduct yourself during a disaster. And yeah, I would say like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going back to some reading. So see you next time.